Three owners, three different states, same Honda engine family, every single one crossed a million miles, not in a museum, on a road. You've heard Hondas run forever your whole life. I've heard it in my shop for 25 years. The problem is, nobody's ever gone back and checked which specific engines earned that reputation versus which ones are just borrowing it. We're going to fix that today. Welcome back to Honda Decoded. I'm Mike. I've been wrenching for 25 years, and what you're about to hear isn't built on forum posts or YouTube mythology. Every engine on this list has a verified owner, a verified odometer, and in most cases a compression test to back it up. To 5 Honda engines, ranked 5 to 1, all confirmed past a million miles. And I'm going to tell you exactly what got them there and what to watch for if you're buying or maintaining one right now. Stay through to number 1. The engine that tops this list isn't the one anyone expects, and the reason it wins tells you more about keeping a Honda alive than anything else I could say. Number 1. The V6 that kept lying about its condition, the J30A1. Found in the 2003 Honda Accord. A 2003 Honda Accord crossed a million miles on its factory J30A1 engine, and it's still being driven today with one cylinder running below compression spec and an occasional misfire the owner hasn't bothered to fix. I'm not saving that for the end. That's the headline. This engine didn't get to a million miles in perfect health and get parked for a trophy. It developed a real, measurable fault and just kept going. The J30A1 is the SOHC 3-liter VTEC V6 that powered the 6th generation Accord from 2003 through 2007, before Honda moved to the J30A4 and eventually the larger 3.5 J35. More cylinders means more valve train, more seal, more potential failure points. That's always been the case against a V6 lasting. But this engine predates every piece of complexity that gave Honda's later V6 lineup its headaches. Variable cylinder management. The system that shuts down 3 cylinders at highway speed to save fuel arrived on the J35 starting in 2005. On some of those engines, oil control at the deactivated cylinders got inconsistent over time, consumption crept up, and owners found themselves adding a quart between changes without knowing why. The J30A1 doesn't have VCM. Every cylinder fires every time. VTEC on this engine only switches cam profiles on the intake side, which keeps the head simpler than anything that came after it. If you're shopping a used 6th gen Accord V6 and you're walking away because you've heard Honda V6 burns oil, ask yourself which engine is actually under the hood. Both the J30 and the J35 are not the same story. Lumping them together has talked plenty of buyers out of a perfectly solid used car. A compression loss at a million miles, most likely valve seat recession or ring wear after enough heat cycles, not a design flaw. On an engine that's still running isn't failure. It's proof of something overbuilt. Keep it on full synthetic changed every 5,000 miles. If you're buying used, ask for records past 150,000. That's where VTEC solenoid neglect starts showing up on these V6s. A rough idle with full paperwork is a far better buy than a smooth-sounding one with none. This kind of real-world data is what you're after, not manufacturer spin, not forum guesses. Subscribe to Honda Decoded. We do the digging so you don't have to point to. Number 2. The racetrack engine that barely noticed the commute, the K20Z3, found in the 2007 Honda Civic size. A 2007 Honda Civic C has logged over a million miles on its original K20 engine, and the owner didn't just photograph the odometer. He pulled a compression test on every cylinder and documented the results because he wanted proof, not just a dashboard number to show the internet. Every cylinder came back in spec. That's not a footnote. Or that's a million-mile engine passing a compression test like it's got 70,000 on it. The K20 family also shipped in the Acura RSX Type S as the K20A2 and later K20Z1, sharing block architecture across 2 completely different cars, which made it one of the most studied and stress-tested Honda engines ever built. People assume sporty engines are fragile. The K20 picked up that reputation because 20-somethings have been bolting turbo kits to them and pushing 2 or 3 times factory power since the early 2000s, running them on tracks and drag strips with no rebuild budget. When those engines let go, the story stuck. But a factory rod and crank package built to survive redline all day barely registers a highway commute as mechanical stress. VTEC on the K20 is a purely mechanical handoff. Oil pressure actuated pins lock a higher lift cam lobe into the rocker arm once RPM and pressure clear a threshold. Nothing electronic decides whether the engine is allowed to rev. Over-engineering that makes it fun to redline is the exact same reason it can rack up 7 figures without a rebuild. 2 real weak points if you're buying or maintaining a K20. First, rod bearing wear from oil starvation, almost always self-inflicted by stretched change intervals on an engine that regularly sees 6,000 RPM or above. Second, a clogged VTEC solenoid from dirty oil. Neither is a design flaw. Both are maintenance failures. On a test drive, listen for the VTEC crossover around 5,800 RPM. It should be clean and sharp. A soft or delayed crossover is your first warning sign. A cold start rattle that clears within seconds is the timing chain tensioner settling, which is normal. One that lingers past warm-up is not. One more red flag. If the car has an aftermarket ECU tune, the factory crossover RPM is no longer your diagnostic reference point. Get the tuner's logs before you assume anything about how the engine has actually been run. Dabble K20 owner? Drop your mileage and oil brand in the comments. We track real-world data and your numbers matter. Subscribe to Honda Decoded and add yours to the record board 3. The one that did actual work. K24A, 2007 Honda CR-V Lorraine. 2007 Honda CR-V, nicknamed Lorraine, crossed 1 million miles in 2019. Owned the entire time by one family in Louisville, Kentucky, Joel and Susan Cram. Joel put the miles on as a traveling salesman running loops through Knoxville, Chattanooga, Nashville, and Lexington year after year. This wasn't a garage-kept highway cruiser. It was a working vehicle logging real commercial mileage in real traffic in every season for over a decade. Local news covered it. Crams didn't seek attention. The odometer found them. The K24A also powered the 7th generation Accord, the Honda Element, and the Acura TSX as the K24A2. One architecture serving 4 completely different vehicles, from a boxy adventure wagon to a near-luxury sports sedan. What makes the K24 stand apart is what Honda didn't cut corners on: an iron-sleeved aluminum block with generous bearing surfaces, dual balance shafts that cancel the secondary vibration every inline-4 generates, and a timing chain instead of a belt. Balance shafts spin at twice crank speed in opposite directions specifically to kill that vibration before it works bearings and mounts loose over hundreds of thousands of miles. Most owners never think about them because they're doing their job invisibly. The timing chain removes the most common way high-mileage Hondas die: a forgotten belt interval. For a vehicle logging this much commercial mileage over years, that's the difference between surviving imperfect ownership and stopping dead the moment a service sheet gets lost. Joel Cram's own explanation for the mileage was almost boring to hear. Oil changes every 7,000 miles, every single time, no exceptions. No dramatic restoration. Just the same appointment kept, city after city, until the odometer reads 7 digits. If you're shopping a used K24, that interval number is the one to verify. Consistent records in the 7,000 to 8,000 mile range separate the engines still running strong from the ones nursing sludge-related wear. The closest thing to a documented weak point is exhaust manifold cracking at high mileage, a noise concern, not a stranding event. For an engine on this list, that barely warrants a mention. But you deserve the full picture. Zibble own a K24-powered CR-V, Accord, or Element. Tell us your mileage and what's on your service sheet in the comments. Real numbers from real owners. That's what Honda Decoded is built on. Subscribe and add your number 4. The smallest engine that outlasted the sedans, the D6A6, found in the 1991 Honda CRX-i. 1991 Honda CRX-i sits on display at a Tampa, Florida Honda dealership with 1,002,473 miles on its original engine and its original 5-speed manual transmission. The dealership verified it and photographed it themselves. Owner loaned the car to them in 2015 specifically so people could see the odometer in person. And it's been parked next to brand new inventory ever since, outlasting several model generations of cars it was placed beside. Clean, numbers matching CRX-i examples have become genuine collector cars in the last decade. Few survived this long without a swap, a wreck, or a rough owner, which puts this one in a category all its own. The D60A6 also shipped in same era Civic I models, sharing the same lightweight SOHC 16-valve architecture across Honda's smallest platform of the early 90s. The assumption with small, cheap sports coupes is that they get driven hardest and die youngest, enthusiasts chasing every last RPM until something gives. This CRX outlasted plenty of Accords and Civics from the same era that were babied by comparison. The engineering case is almost counterintuitive. It's durable because it's simple. A single overhead cam with one cam profile switch means fewer moving parts drifting out of spec over 1,000,000 miles. And the CRX's lightweight body puts less sustained load on the drivetrain than heavier sedans running the same engine family. Less weight to move, fewer parts to fail. Over 1,000,000 miles. That math compounds. Here's the one fact every buyer of a D16-powered CRX or Civic needs to understand, because it separates a great deal from a totaled engine. The D60A6 is an interference design. If the timing belt snaps, the pistons and valves meet, the valves bend, and what was a few $100 belt job is now a wrecked motor. That design allowed Honda to run higher compression and extract real power from a small displacement engine, a genuine advantage, with the belt's condition as the only thing standing between that efficiency and a destroyed valve train. Replace it every 90,000 miles. That's not a suggestion, it's the price of admission on an engine already proven to go the distance. Also worth checking on any used example, the D6A6 uses manual valve adjustments, not hydraulic lifters. Clearances drift over time, and a neglected example will tick noticeably louder at idle than one kept in spec. Neither of those things shows up on a spec sheet. They only show up once you know what to listen for. Debit D16 or K-Series owner with real mileage. Drop your engine code and odometer in the comments. Subscribe to Honda Decoded. Every video is built on verified numbers, not estimates. Quick recap, 4 down, 1 to go. Before the number 1 engine, here's where we stand. Number 5. The J30A1, a 2003 Accord V6 still driving with a real documented fault and 1,000,000 miles behind it. Number 4. The K20Z3, a 2007 Civic Si built for a racetrack that barely noticed a daily commute. Number 3. The K24A Lorraine 2007 CRV that logged 1,000,000 working miles on a timing chain with 0 asterisk. Number 2. The D60A6, the smallest, cheapest engine on this list in a 1991 CRX Si, sitting in a Florida dealership with over 1,000,000 miles and its original transmission still underneath it. 4 separate proof points. 4 separate owners. Now the one that didn't just do it once point. Number 5. The engine that kept happening, the F22A1, found in the 1990 Honda Accord. A 1990 Honda Accord owned by main mechanic Joe Locasero passed 1,000,000 miles on its factory F22A1 engine. Nearly 200 oil changes, 0 rebuilds, 0 replaced short blocks. That alone would put it on this list. But it wasn't the only one. A second 1990 Accord in New Jersey crossed 1,000,000 miles on the same engine code. A third, a 1991 Accord EX passed from father to son, pushed it to 1,160,000 documented miles. Highest verified figure on this entire countdown. 3 owners, 3 states, 0 contact with each other. That's not a lucky outlier. That's a pattern. The F22A1 is a SOHC 12-valve 4-cylinder with no VTEC, no variable valve timing, no cylinder deactivation, no direct injection, no turbo. It's the least technologically sophisticated engine on this entire list, by design. Honda tuned it conservatively from the factory, leaving enormous mechanical headroom that a more highly strung engine never gets to keep. A thick cast iron block with generous tolerances doesn't care about mileage the way an aluminum block chasing performance targets does. Every other engine on this list earned its place through something clever. This one earned it almost entirely through restraint and simplicity. There's one piece of engineering worth understanding here, because it changes the economics of ownership completely. The F22A1 runs a timing belt, but unlike the D6A6 2 spots back, it's a non-interference design. If the belt snaps at speed, the pistons and valves never meet. Car simply stops running. You replace the belt and you're back on the road. That single design choice removes the one catastrophic failure mode that ends most aging 4-cylinders without warning. On the D16, a missed belt interval is a wrecked engine. On the F22A1, it's an inconvenience. That doesn't mean you skip the interval. Keep to every 90,000 miles. But it does mean the mistake that kills most high-mileage Hondas simply cannot happen here. If you're shopping a used one with no service records at all, that's a larger red flag than a slightly stretched interval. This engine forgives a missed date. It will not forgive being completely ignored. 3 separate owners prove that. None of them did anything extraordinary. They just never stopped showing up for the oil change. Honest disclosure. Everything on this list is based on verified documented cases. Not averages, not forum reports, not my uncle had one that ran forever. Verified cases are not guarantees. The owners behind these million-mile stories didn't have magic. They had discipline and in most cases paper to prove it. If you're buying any high-mileage Honda, get an independent pre-purchase inspection from a mechanic who has no financial stake in the sale. A compression test, a fluid inspection, and a belt condition check will tell you more about what you're actually buying than any ownership claim. The engine matters. The maintenance history behind it matters more. 5 engines. 5 verified odometers passed 1 million miles. Not one of them got there on reputation alone. Every owner did the same boring thing. Oil on schedule, oil belts on schedule. No shortcuts taken when the schedule was inconvenient. The engine was never the gamble. The paperwork was Joe Locicero kept nearly 200 oil change records on his Accord. Old Cram kept every interval logged on Lorraine. The Tampa CRX owner brought his car to a dealership specifically so the proof couldn't be disputed. The common thread isn't the engine code. It's the owner who never decided this service could wait. Which one surprised you most? Drop it in the comments. If you own one of these engines, give me your mileage and what's on your service sheet. That's the real data this channel is built on. I'm Mike. Keep the records, keep the car. Dumbbell subscribe to Honda Decoded. Verified data, real shop experience, no hype. Drop your engine code and mileage in the comments below.